Welcome to the PLL on ESPN, presented by Champion. A look at Uptown Charlotte. The twilight's last gleaming. Second of two games for this Friday. Two more tomorrow. We see the defending champions, the Utah Archers, taking on the Denver Outlaws. The Outlaws had the #1 pick in the draft that took Brennan O'Neill. Anish, Shroff, Ryan Boyle, Dana Boyle will be with us in just a moment. This was an Archers team. It took a lot to get a win in week one. They had a big lead, almost saw it evaporate, but they had a goalie who stood on their head.
Yeah, they didn't score for 20 minutes, the last 20 minutes of the game. They relied on their defense.
You can have success, too. Maybe the Outlaws take a page from that book, although one of their lefties is out today, Logan Wisnauskas, who had a big game for Denver in a loss last week. If you're looking for maybe a silver lining, it's that Brennan O'Neill, who ran out of the box, played midfield a week ago. Now it's on attack.
Yeah, he had a solid day, one goal and one assist. But you look at their their three first-round draft picks. You got Hanley, Wisnauskas, and O'Neill. And Wisnauskas is out this week. They need Hanley and O'Neill to step. Hanley had maybe his best offensive performance as a pro. The two-pointer on this throwback from O'Neill, running together on that midfield line with O'Neill playing his natural position at attack. Expect him to build that momentum and have a different level of comfortability.
And in goal, getting the start for the injured Sean Scanoni is Owen McElroy, two-time Kelly Award winner at Georgetown, third season as a pro. Last year, 50% in his 4 starts. And at the face it's the rookie out of Maryland, Luke Bierman for the Outlaws. Mike Sisselberger had a tremendous rookie season for the champion Archers, and in week one was 23 of 25 against. And Weirman wins the first faceoff, and the Outlaws will have it to begin this game. Earlier today, Chaos knocked off the Redwoods. A little controversy at the end. 1-goal win for Carolina, who's now 2-0. The Archers looking to get to 2-0 as well. The Atlas at 2-0 after 2 games as the host a week ago in Albany. Turnover for Denver, so we get to see this Utah team coming off a 12-11 week 1 win against Philly. Schreiber setting the pick. Matt Moore, one of the best one scores in the PLL. Ament is on the run, and talking to him yesterday, you heard his conversation with Dane. He's such a great passer, an elite feeder, but right out of the box, he's going to have matches, and he says, I got to look to shoot more. I got to look for my own shot a little more.
You saw that dodge down the alley.
Fields misses.
In the open, we saw him score that going against a long pole here against Tarafinko. They get a reset. Want to attack Tarafinko in space. Amen can dodge from that wing, low wing, and then can invert.
Tom Schreiber, reigning MVP. Pass tipped. It'll stay with the Archers. 14 to shoot.
Hey, stay left here. X! Alert!
Amen now from X. Against the stick, Tarafinko. Shot clock at 4. Ament rolls back. Right hand 3, and he scores.
He's just so shifty. He's so quick. I mean, Tarafinko is in the upper echelon of short stick defensive midfielders, and he just kind of gets him on skates here. He's going to take him up to the island 5-5 and just start dancing. And on this rollback, Tarafinko overcommits. He pulls the stick back and then yanks it. Top shelf Archers, strong start a week ago. They continue their hot streak today.
Now the other part of the equation for Grant Ament, as a pro, he struggled to stay healthy. Really, since his final season in State College, he struggled to stay healthy. And you saw what he could be for this team down the stretch last year, and had a tremendous week 1 to begin the season. 3 goals and an assist. And the win against the Water Dogs, who have a bye here in Charlotte. They'll play twice when they're the host team next week in Philly. Ryan Augevin over to Trey LeClaire. Unleashes the hammer. Quickly 2-0 Utah. And for Denver, boy, things went sideways last year. The Outlaws a season ago were the Chrome. Rebranded, lost by 5 week 1, and off to a rough start here.
And it's a great feed by Augevin. Messenger thinks he kind of has a quote-unquote double. So Augevin's going to attack that seam. You can see Messenger step in to support, and Augevin's able to get his hands free and change his body, his hips, so that way he can deliver a timely pass, a little touch, so LeClaire can step in and let it flamethrower top shelf. He just lets it fly there.
Tim Sudan's team down 2-0. A team that has lost 10 of its 11 games going back to the start of last season. And you think of the excitement that the Chrome had going into last year. They had won the championship series, the Sixes format.
Yeah, but the year before was the Chrome back.
Right. Here's Josh Zawada feeding inside, shot fake and a score. Jack Myers only played in 2 games last season, and Zawada with a nice feed.
A nice feed on some early offense. You love to see the urgency here for Outlaws. And just a crafty sneak by Myers. Warren Jeffrey just completely gets caught ball watching. He's staring at Zawada. Myers recognizes that, finds the open space. The one pump fake to get Dobson off of his line. And the extra step to glory. But you look back at last week, Archers were so dominant at faceoff. This young group, they really just didn't get tested in the first half. I mean, Water Dog 15 possessions, and yeah, it's 32 clock. There's an emotional toll of just having to play defense, and the flip side is the Archers defense just sat and they're like, this is great.
Let's go, number!
This is great.
The flip side was the Archers offense got tired. They were winning too many ups.
That's a good problem to have. I'm not buying that.
Ament
Through, talk!
flips it back. That's a long one. Foot on the line. LeClaire has the backup. Shot clock down to 5.
Alone.
Fields measures his defender. Nothing there. He'll roll it into the corner, and it'll be Outlaws ball. One thing to watch too. We saw this with the Atlas, guys like Connor Schellenberger and Xander Dixon having familiarity. Starting attack for the Outlaws, Zawada and Brennan O'Neill, who just played an entire season together in Durham.
Yeah, one would think that chemistry would carry over.
35-year-old Mike Manley, his pass batted down. Terefenko can't pick it up. Now finally gets it, and that's failure to clear. Unsettled.
Hey, numbers!
Fields slams on the brakes.
Hey, you're good. Hey, who's free?
Fields drawing a lot of attention.
Don't skip. Step up.
Skip
Hey,
pass
over.
to the far side.
Hey, coming back.
Ryan
You're
Ambler,
good.
13 and white,
Hard.
into the game.
On.
Hangman
That's
with
right.
Matt Moore.
That's right. Drive upfield.
Moore initiates the contact. That hits the skirt of the net. And Fields lets it roll out of bounds. It'll stay with the Archers. 15 to shoot.
Gilly.
Fields, left hand free. 3-zip Utah. 3-1 Utah.
And this is a nice little two-man game between Fields and O'Keefe. O'Keefe has got the short stick. Schreiber's going to create space. Freeze it right here. You're going to O'Keefe. He's going to approach, come out here. He's going to set this seal, allow Fields to then turn the corner. So a big little between Fields and O'Keefe. Anderson's got to step out. You can see the reaction by Manley defensively. Like, come on. You got to step out there. Like, you got to call out the pick. You got to let me know what's coming. And let's switch it. A breakdown defensively terms of communication and an easy one for Fields. And back to the starting lineups, and this is where I'm like, you can play two lefties on the same line. You can play two lefties. Play your best players in their positions.
Hey, let's stop on,
That was a valid criticism of Denver in week one. You take Brennan O'Neill with the #1 pick in the draft, and then you're essentially playing him out of position. Here comes Schreiber, left hand on the run, saved by McElroy. And I know he ran out of the box for Team USA, was the tournament MVP. Different cast of characters surrounding him. There's Zawada. He assisted on the lone Denver goal.
And to build on that, I can also understand, like, okay, a guy's coming off a long college season. He's got a lot of wear and tear. I want to kind of let him breathe a little bit. O'Neill didn't play in championship weekend. He was there all training camp. Like, and this idea that the two of them can't play together, I just don't buy it.
Rebound.
Not much of an angle that time for Michael Messenger. Right, if they can't play together, then why'd you take O'Neill and not Connor Schreiber?
Just figure it out schematically. Like, get creative with your X's and O's so that they can play together.
Question mark. It's not there for Brennan O'Neill, wearing 42. Former Tewaaraton Award winner. One of two on the team. Logan Wisnauskas won it in 2022. He's hurt, though, out with a right hamstring injury. O'Neill won it in 2023. Pat Cavanaugh, who you will see tomorrow with the Boston Cannons, won it this year.
Careless turnover there by Archers. We saw a lot of that last week. 25 turnovers in 2023. They averaged around 18.
Sam Handley swings it back up top. Justin Anderson.
You're good.
Dumps it behind the cage. Off the stick of Handley. He's got a short stick matchup. Piper Bond, his old college teammate. Bond knocks it away from Handley. What a find he was last year, late in the draft. Bond, the cause turnover, initiating transition, and now the Archers will slow it up. A chance for two, and that one offline. Rookie first rounder out of Marquette, the defenseman Mason Woodward.
I love how the Archers approach the draft in terms of just their simplicity. They trust their process, they draft for their needs, and then they give those guys a leash and a rope to go out and actually get playing time.
Fields has the goal, backs down his man, fakes the BTB, the shot and the save by McElroy. 3 saves for the former Georgetown Hoya. Here is Zawada, a Raleigh native. Played at the Hill Academy, started his career at Michigan, left the Wolverines as the school's all-time leading scorer, and then a graduate year with Duke last season. '62 in black. Dalton Young. He's in for Wisnauskas. O'Neill with a hard shot. Saved by Dobson and picked up by Jeffrey Warren.
That was a big stop by Dobson. That high bouncer, tough to track.
Warren met resistance by Nick Grill, able to get it back.
Hey, let's go numbers!
7 and white, Mac O'Keefe. Schreiber dumps it off to the wing. Fields, bar down.
Early initiative to get Ament the ball in space. He buries one early. Here you sweep him, see him sweep across the field. Find Fields, hands free. Archers rolling early.
Sisselberger wins the faceoff. That is a weight faceoff matchup. Sisselberger and Luke Weirman, who is the most prolific faceoff man in the history, the storied history of Maryland lacrosse.
But because Outlaws are dressing a faceoff specialist, they have to then substitute afterwards. They have less juice on the clock.
Hey, let's go,
Dumps it back to Ambler.
Hey, move ready.
Ambler initiates the contact inside roll. McElroy snuffs it out. 4 saves for Owen McElroy. Dangerous pass. It's picked off by Field. Sloppy clear. Fields thought about the 2. Has a step. Lost the ball in a sea of black. It comes to JT Giles Harris. Now can the Outlaws find early off? They don't have the numbers. Over to Myers. They'll let Zawada orchestrate.
And back to Archer's position, Fields has got to be smarter with the ball. You don't have a numbers advantage. Just pull out and wait for the 6-on-6.
Drive up.
Sam Handley, one of the top picks a year ago. On at midfield along with Cross Ferreira.
Good job,
Here's O'Neal.
Good, Mark.
He gives it up. Now Justin Anderson
Drive up. Kobe.
against
Kobe.
Connor Marr.
Kobe. Drive up.
Made the big hustle play season of the championship last year. Handley looking to bully his way toward the cage. Dobson is there.
But doesn't it feel already in terms of this Alice offense, you're getting more Handley, you're getting more O'Neal, just more touches, more engagement.
Hey, you're good.
Yeah, the
Hey, let's
problem last year and in week 1. This is a great look. Piper Bond puts it through.
And that's Bond's first career goal. They're grabbing that one from the back of the net. Had an incredible season last year as a rookie short stick defensive midfielder. A few assists to his name, always hunting opportunities in transition. This is a gorgeous cut and finish. And he's another guy that benefited from that championship series, just playing a little bit more offense, and you can see that development paying off.
The net cam shaken but not stirred. As Bond gets on the board, it's 5-1 with 1:23 here in quarter number 1.
All right, Jess. All right. It's early. Go. Hey, drop.
Face-off violation on Weirman. Down to Dana.
First career goal, how does it feel?
Good. It's in the DN, Mar gets a nice ground ball off the save from Dauber. Get it down in transition, left open, try to put it in. It feels good to get one.
How do you develop the level on the offense?
I think just keeping the reps going. Rye's been getting me out going during the weeks in the winter and stuff. So just trying to stay confident and keep it rolling.
What's it like playing against Handley, matching up against him?
It's funny. I've seen him so many times at practice. Nice goal again. But just try to where he's a great player. So we'll keep it rolling there.
Thanks for the time you got.
Thank you.
Another one for Leclerc. This feels like a runaway.
He's got so much range. Early saw him just a clean time and room step down. Here the physicality, he just shrugs off his defender and barely needs any airspace to get that shot off and actually use his defender Hawes as a screen.
Chris Bates, season 6 at the helm for the Utah Archers. When I talked to him yesterday, he brought up the face-offs repeatedly. You know, we've got a few tricks in our bag if we feel we're winning too many and we're getting tired. Like you said, good problem to have. Nobody picks up Leclerc, who unleashes yet another one. It is 7-1 Utah.
They go back to the face-off. There was a violation on the previous draw, and so Archers flank both wings with offensive personnel. Understanding they're pretty much going to go from an automatic win, let's get ultra aggressive. So you got Ogevin on the near side, Leclerc on the far side. Leclerc picks it up and just does a little give it with Ogevin, and just fall asleep.
Is that the guy you want running downhill?
you know you're going to probably lose the faceoff. Outlaws' perspective to just get in the hole, live to play 6-on-6 there.
5-0 run, second assist for Ogden. 3 goals, a first quarter hat trick for LeClaire. Sisselberger wins the faceoff, flips it to the wing. Final 30 seconds, quarter number 1. Defending champion Archers in complete control. And Tom Schreiber hasn't really even been a factor. Fields fakes the shot. Needs a little more clock. Draws the slide. Fields maybe hung on to it for a beat too long, and the shot clock expires. One second. Zapata's pass knocked down. The Archers with a 7-1 lead, and in a league where goal differential matters, there's no calling off the Dogs. Welcome back to the PLL on ESPN, presented by Champion. A little bit of local flavor in the game tonight. We're in Charlotte, beautiful skyline on the left in the white shirt. Shania Bars along with Jerry Bars. They are the parents of Colby Bars, a native of Weddington, North Carolina, just south of Charlotte. Played his high school ball at Weddington, which is one of the perennial powers. Went on to have a great career at Towson. And it was a little bit of a surprise to the family when he heard his call during the PLL draft. 3rd-round pick, made the roster, getting a chance to play professional lacrosse in front of his home crowd today. We were chatting with his folks between games. I saw his dad at the gym this morning. They've got about 30, 40 people in the cheering section tonight, Dana.
I heard you also him off for the watch party, Anish. Is that true?
I did not blow them off. There was no watch party. They had no idea he was getting drafted.
That's a good point. I spoke to Jerry today, and he's on the moon that his son's on the field playing with the Archers. Great group of guys. He was so complimentary of a player like a Tom Schreiber, and they didn't think he'd play in the next level, so to see him here is a real treat. And Dad, very happy that he's from baseball to lacrosse.
Shot clock expires. There's a flag down. Yeah, Ryan, when you were in Bristol with Cotter and Kark doing the draft, you guys were a little stunned when Colby Bars was taken in the draft. And
1 minute slash.
I just texted Jerry, hey, congratulations, PLL. That's a great moment for the family. And his response was something along the lines of, we were about as surprised as the guys on the ESPN broadcast.
He had an incredible career at Towson, as you alluded to. And we knew the Archers were going to go kind of defensive. But yeah, we didn't have him necessarily slotted there. But again, back to the Archers draft process. They identify their needs, they trust evaluations, and they go with it. And then they give those guys opportunities. Case in point, tonight with Bars getting real playing time. First time we've seen Bundy, huh?
Graham Bundy, a rookie out of Georgetown. Over to O'Neal, number 1 overall pick. Now Myers, a former Buckeye. Bundy feeds the middle. Zawada fires and scores. It's 7-2. There's Bundy.
Beautiful look by Bundy. He sent one wide earlier, but you know he has that range, so you have to respect him. And as they swing the ball, just a simple inside to Zawada, who finds that soft spot of the zone. You know, Archers last week had 5 penalties. So is that something that allows this Outlaws offense to get a little bit in rhythm?
And last week, the Archers also had a 12-4 lead. Ended up winning by a goal. They went almost 21 minutes to close the game without a score. Chance here, unsettled, good ball movement. Myers didn't have the angle. Off the rebound, it's taken by the Archers. That was Bars.
And there's a quality look in that transition opportunity. The issue is Dobson's in net.
89 and white, boy. Bo Peterson looks big on the field, big in person. Another rookie. Stick of Terefenko got into the jersey of O'Keefe. Now Shroff. Quiet start to the season for the reigning MVP. Fields draws the double, back to Schreiber. Right idea, wanted Ambler. Fields will retrieve. Shot clock down to 5. Fields posting up, shovels it backhanded. 1 to shoot. Let's go under the helmet, powered by Cash App, and listen to Archer's goalie Brett Dobson.
No, it was. Here we go. Yeah, reel the jib. You're good, Mac. Check, check, check. You're good, numbers. Hey, we're core. Reedy. Get up, JR. Hands. Pull down legs. Hey, first three. First three.
Myers the other way. Piper Bond save. McElroy almost had his first 2 career goals tonight.
A crease violation afterwards. He's got to be more disciplined.
He's not used to it.
Check box. Check box. Check bar. Reedy.
Outlaw clears have been a bit of an adventure.
Get up. Come to the lane pipe. Power. JR.
What can they do in these settled sets?
Roll back. Watch your roll.
Zawada.
Get up. Get up. Get up. Get up.
O'Neal's been quiet so far. Anderson.
Hold out.
Ryan, it almost feels like it's too much dodge to score, dodge to shoot.
What I've liked so far is you've seen some clear actions for O'Neal.
And sometimes he doesn't need it.
Well, I'm just going to put things in perspective. Last week, in terms of if you look at just touches, which I think is a good barometer, you know, Myers and Handley, right, O'Neal and Handley had less touches than Myers and Zawada. I want this guy, if I'm going down swinging with him. So last week we saw him go down the alley, bring his stick to the inside, a filthy high bouncer. Here his stick's to the outside, and he rings the post.
He possesses a skill set which few have in the sport.
I need to see what I've got out of the #1 overall pick. And with Handley, a first rounder from a year ago, right? That's the franchise offensively, and I know Wisnauskas is out, right? But he was the first overall pick 3 years ago.
Right. And again, 1 game, small sample size. Not everybody has a ton of time together. But watching last week, you just felt that it's almost as if you took pieces from different jigsaw puzzles and tried to mash them together to make it work. There didn't seem to be a lot of synergy. There didn't seem to be a lot of cohesiveness. And again, it's early in the season. It's 1 game, but it's on this coaching staff to figure that out.
Yeah, and Jeremy Boltis is a new offensive coordinator. He's only got 1 week, together in terms of game reps. So we're going to give him some time.
There's Bundy. Well, Bundy's a guy, he hasn't been in the game a whole lot so far. When he has, you feel him.
He stretches. He's electric. Every time he gets the ball, the defense is reacting.
You're good. Hey, Army, Kobe! Army!
They draw the slide. Shot and a score by Handley. Well executed. It's 7-4, 3 for the Outlaws.
And this is good offense, good sound offense. You get a switch on Zawada. He draws the slide, simple forward pass to Handley. No slide, breakdown there by Archer's defense, and Handley makes him pay.
Cash App powering the athletes under the helmet. Schreiber, only 1 shot, 7 touches, 6 passes so far. Sisselberger wins the face-off, and then sprints through a double, draws attention, on a bounce to Moore. Moore, good look, skips wide, Fields digs it out, Manley to mark him. Ament picked up by Messenger. Ament, straight line speed, left hand. Boy, it is so scary when a short stick guards Ament and X.
Do you play him as a scorer, or do you play him as a feeder, right? The scout is always going to feed.
There's more. McElroy makes the save.
This season, he's feasted on those matchups and made them pay.
Terefenko the other way. O'Neal, shot fake to Myers. Trying to get top side against Warren. That was a lot of controls from up top. He'll wait for the cavalry.
Good point.
And that's a component for Outlaws that I think is sitting there with Pacino, Terefenko, Messenger, Hawes, their defense to offense.
Hanley Amtrakking his way to the goal, and this is high.
Hey, look, goes. You can drive him.
Myers scores. That is 4 in a row for the Outlaws. Second goal for Jack Myers. And it's 7-5, and the Outlaws finding their footing in this second quarter.
Playing with a lot more confidence, a lot more juice. Sometimes you just need that first one to go for you, and then you're like, that's right. I'm really good at lacrosse. Myers gets the first one of the game, and here he just goes right at his matchup. Traditional ex-attackman at Ohio State, right to left split. Carry him up, question mark. He's so tall, he's so big, he's so physical. You know you're gonna get a one-on-one matchup without any help. And credit Myers for just a fundamentally sound dodge.
A 4-0 run in the span of 5 minutes and 20 seconds. Pacino trail checks it away from Sisselberger. 88 in black, second round pick out of Auburn, where he won the Schmeisser Award.
Watch inside. Hands, you're good. Myers, pit.
O'Neal, shot fake. Gets past bars. Right on the doorstep, wanted Pacino, who had 13 goals for the Great Danes as an LSM. Myers gets away from Warren. Myers now on Myers. Shot clock violation.
And Pacino kind of got lost a little bit there in the transition game, but I like that action in terms of getting it down to O'Neal and letting him sweep all the way across the field. You could see there was definitely like archers on alert, like wait, what's going on here? Like he drew the entire attention of the defense.
Unforced error by Ament.
Crush.
Here's Terefenko.
Hey, power.
Timeout, Tim Sudan. Last week, the Outlaws lost by 5. Logan Wisnauskas, who's out today, was 2 for 5 shooting in that game. The rest of the team, 2 for 15. So there were some concerns going without Wisnauskas, who you see in the gray shirt.
He's been such a big part of this offense since he was drafted #1 overall pick just a few years ago. Really exploded when they had Nick Turn, that quarterback behind the cage, that 1-2 punch. But you hate to see him a little banged up after such a strong start last week. But Anish, the core is there. You look at Wisnauskas, O'Neal, Hanley, Bundy. You know, Myers has had a nice little game today.
It's 2 #1 picks.
Zawada, the talent, the young talent is there. It just needs a little bit of time to grow, develop chemistry, figure out the nuances of each other's play. And frankly, it's just tough when you look at that. There just isn't like that veteran there that's just like that calming presence. I know Anderson, but he's in the midfield. It's just different.
How important is that? Especially for young players.
It just is a settling force in terms of just the ebbs and flows of a game, making sure guys in the right spot, feeding the hot hand.
Hey, we're core.
We saw it with Pennell in that first game when that run was going on. It's like, yeah, I'm going to end this.
O'Neal chased by Wires.
Drive up.
On the run, offline, that's Graham Bundy.
And even if that guy isn't necessarily alpha, like, he can, like, shoot you straight in terms of, like, no, let's get the ball to this guy more.
You're good. Stay.
Or calling guys out.
Colby.
Myers and Mar.
Pull down.
Over to Zawada, who's got a goal and 2 assists.
Hey, support. Warren.
Shot clock down to 12. Myers again, working the short stick.
Check.
That misses the cage. 2 to shoot.
But this Outlaws offense, you look at them compared to last week, definitely just more life to them.
Yeah.
They got more energy, they got more pep.
Dana, you're standing between both benches. You look at some of the top offensive players for the Outlaws. We know Logan Wisnowski's quiet guy. Nickname at Maryland was Groot. Josh Zawada, Brennan O'Neal, quiet. Is it loud there? Do guys talk, especially the offensive players?
It's pretty quiet on the sidelines, but there is a noticeable energy as they've come back and hit that 4-0 run for the Outlaws. But Ryan's right. They need an alpha on the offensive end. It's quiet on the field as well. They need someone to sort of take control and be that quarterback.
Schreiber working on Grill. Ambler has the backup. They'll get a shot clock reset to 32. Ambler a lefty.
Back left.
Feet in front. Ambler ran out of room. Now Fields against Hawes. Fields backing down. There's the double. There's the triple. Fields is on. Shot clock at 4. At 3, they got to put it on Cage instead of turnover. O'Keefe could have shot that.
And that's the knock on Fields. You take kind of good with the bad because it's mostly good, but just sometimes the ball just kind of dies in his stick. And it's a little black hole-ish. Like when that slide comes, you got to get away from pressure and get rid of it, move it along.
Utah 0 for 6 in this second quarter. 5 turnovers. They had a 7-1 lead into the quarter.
You're good, Pipe.
That lead is
Go
down
it.
to
Hey, number.
2. Zawada, the backup. Final 70 seconds, quarter number 2, half number 1.
Coming, Woody. Pick coming, Woody. Woody, drive him.
Zawada missed the cage.
Pipe, attaboy, Pipe.
And Piper Bond with hustle. I go back to that play Connor Marr made in the championship. Small plays, the race to the end line to beat Sowers, salvage possession. That changed the game.
And Pedersen had a run out in the first quarter to gain possessions. It's a cultural thing. You know there's got to be some sort of inner short stick competition amongst the 3 of them.
Pedersen withstood the hit. He's a big guy to bring down. 6'4", 6'5". And a timeout by Chris Bates. And this was a team last year. They had Latrell Harris, Team Midi of the Year. Latrell Harris not a part of the equation to begin the season, and they anticipated that, and that was one of the reasons they drafted Bo Pedersen.
I mean, they had significant losses between Harris, McMahon retires, Hossack is a holdout.
Right, hey, let's do that thing we did this
They
morning.
trade
Try
Connors.
it, right? 5 high roast. Come back, get it, create space, right? Set it, and come off if we have it. So just time that up. You guys are just kind of in the grass, right? They're going to switch this on the backside. If you can get to the middle, get to the middle, right? Just where's the ball? Yeah, why not? Like we have, because otherwise they're pushing us out and taking us out of our rhythm. I'd rather us go into it, right? If we come off, if not, right, then just do the uptick. If you get, just be the outlet, right? This is you. This is you. So Field, you guys play that little 2-man there, right? Fieldsy, right? If it's not there, bang it, and then Ryan go. We have the eagle look. So you just got to eye on the backside. So we got that. Let's go.
So they're looking for a 2-man game on the left wing between, typically to open up O'Keefe from range. They want to go right away because they feel like if they wait, they're just going to get disrupted. They'd rather go early, see what they get there, and then that up pick that they're referencing, if they don't get a clean shot off of it, still swing it, and that off-ball two-man game then turns into an on-ball two-man game with the player lower towards the goal coming up and setting a pick for the player that's got the ball higher away from the cage.
Schreiber to trigger.
Didn't have it. There's the up pick.
Now Fields, his shot saved by McElroy. Final 25 seconds. A chance to get to within one for the Outlaws. They missed the cutter. Woodard over to Moore. Pinball away. Looking for O'Keefe. 10 seconds. O'Keefe guarded by Manley. O'Keefe near the crease. He's in the crease, and now it's getting chippy. Officials getting in the way. There's a flag down near midfield. Got a veteran officiating crew.
Offside. Offside. Outlaw foul. Number 34. Technical offsides.
And I would imagine here the Archers will take this power play into quarter number 3.
No, every quarter starts with a
That's
face-off,
right, yeah,
so
face-off,
they're gonna fire here. So you got to be mindful of that. So they'll jam the.
Yeah, this
crease.
isn't college. Good reminder.
Yeah, yeah.
And that takes us to halftime. Utah, after 7 in the opening quarter, did not score in that second quarter.
A 20-minute drought.
Yeah, almost 21 minutes to end the game a week ago. Sisselberger and Weirman to face off to begin the third. Robbins off the ground. Archers have the ball. Remember, the Archers begin the second on a power play. This Archers power play is a Rebel Bourbon power play. Schreiber to Fields. O'Keefe took an extra step, backpedaling to get that left hand free, and he cashes in.
This is just a beautifully designed play here. And they're going to do what's called a 3-man rotation. Keep your eyes on Mac O'Keefe in the middle. These 3 guys are connected. These 3 guys, they're going to do a triangle rotation, but they're going to do it twice, Anish. So O'Keefe is going to start on the inside. Here you're going to see a carry up and then a transfer. Just going to rinse and repeat. They're going to do it again. Pump fake to the right side as though the action's going over there before coming back to O'Keefe in that natural shooting slot.
Next Winter on line 1.
Do we see the triangle in the NBA anymore?
Not as much.
No,
Not as much.
didn't see it at all, right?
Worked in the 90s. Worked real well. Messenger to Weirman. That would have been a 2. The backup to Myers. Zawada points in the opening half. Justin Anderson. First midfield right now. You got Bundy out there as well. 7 in black. Explosive. Gets the short stick. Zawada. Hanley, that was telegraphed. The save made by Dobson. O'Keefe so dangerous on the right wing, sweeping across. Got to his left hand, too straight for Mac O'Keefe, and the lead is 4.
Well-designed action in their slow break in transition. It's not a clear advantage gain from a numbers perspective. So we're going to pass down and then pick down. Pedersen is going to advance the ball to O'Keefe. and then just trail the play. You can see him pointing. He establishes that spot, allows O'Keefe to sweep around the top. This is where Hanley's got to communicate that pick, got to step out, be more aggressive, get out on O'Keefe's hands.
Pedersen's a big guy. He's the one you want setting the pick. Messenger and Bars get into it, and it's picked up by Pacino, rookie out of Albany. A threat to score with a long pole. Archers take it away. O'Keefe has scored the last two for Utah.
I thought that was going to be one of those blocker charges. Messenger full head of steam. Bond just takes it on.
Piper Bond's tough. We saw him D-stick Hanley earlier. Skip pass picked off. The veteran Mike Manley. Pacino for two. Dobson goes down to make the save. Dobson catapults it downfield. Fields on a bounce. Fields goes top shelf. You got to give Dobson an assist.
Beat me to the punch. You got to give Dobson the assist there. He is so steady in net, but then to have the wherewithal, basically the full-length clear. Fields catches it off the hop. Let's start with the save. Dobson head up, identifies Fields all the way down. Low angle, sharp angle, low to high, buries it.
And they do give Dobson the assist. 3 straight to begin the third for the Archers. Their lead is 5. They led by as many as 6 tonight. Now what's the counter for Denver? Weirman punches it ahead. Over to the wing. Zawada one more. Myers hesitated. Looking to go on Robbins.
Brady, you're good. You're good. Brady, war. Brady. Hey, we're core.
Now, Weirman's going to stay on. Now, they did a lot of this at Maryland, too. Zawada on the run. Too easy for Dobson. Looking downfield. Here's Connor Marr. Marr on the run. Save McElroy.
Just don't love that decision by Marr.
You're Denver. Bad shots against Dobson. They're going to give Utah runouts the other way. It's not a game you want to play.
Yeah, I like the action offensively by Weirman, and Zawada had a good look. Just poor placement, poor accuracy. Easy one for Dobson.
Dalton setting the pick. Zawada snaking the sting. 4-point game for the rookie.
Does a much better job here as he turns the corner. But a good little two-man action behind the cage between him and Dalton Young. You can see Woodward just get caught up in that pick. Crosses the face of the goal, and Zawada just carries that upfield, uses Woodward's momentum against him, and takes that extra step to glory, increasing his angle.
Zawada, native of North Carolina from Raleigh. Spent 4 years at Michigan before finishing up in Durham with the Duke Blue Devils. Helped Duke to the quarterfinals this season. Duke had 5 PLL draft picks on that quarterfinal team. The 5 PLL picks, the most of any school.
Hey, watch up top. Hey, Lou.
Good 50-50 ground ball there by Bond.
Hey, step up. JT! JT! Hey, let's go numbers. Let's go. Hey, one new box. Let's go. Hey, step up. Hey, pick coming left. Hey, on your right.
Fields behind the back pass. O'Keefe falling down. A third quarter hat trick for Mac O'Keefe.
It's the same two-man action we saw with O'Keefe and Fields earlier. But this time O'Keefe's got a long pole. So he's anticipating a switch, and so he just slips behind it. And this is really on Manley and Bernhardt in terms of communicating this. We can see O'Keefe just slide right behind Bernhardt. Manley in aggressively jumps out on Fields. The slick little behind the back, anticipating that jump. Not only does O'Keefe slip pick, he also slips on his feet. It doesn't matter. Even ground, he's able to get enough velocity on that.
Third different archer with a hat trick tonight. O'Keefe, Fields, and LeClaire, all with 3. Messenger, the 6'2 Canadian, lost his stick. Been a while since we called Brennan Neal's name. Cross Ferrara. Backing down on Marr. Again, poor shot from the outside. Easy save for Dobson, who's getting into a rhythm now.
You got to get Dobson moving a little bit. That rollback, he tracked it the whole way. Just not enough on that, and then stick side high.
Fields was looking for the cutter. Far side, McElroy. That shot was blocked. Comes back to Ogevin. Here's O'Keefe.
Let's be ready here. Be boom ready.
Ambler against Ferrara. Ambler on the run. And that'll reset the shot clock to 32. Got a piece.
Hey, you're alone. Hey, coming right. On your right.
Manley defending X. Manley knocks it away. Tell you what, 35 years old. He still throws a mean check.
That one had some precision on it. Manley's not afraid also to take out the 2x4 and just deter a dodge with just strict pain.
Terefenko amtrecking through the archers. There's Dalton Young, gets to the middle, his shot blocked. On the ground, a lot of white jerseys, and it's picked up by Pedersen. Pedersen began his career at Princeton, finished up at Michigan.
Hey.
Flag down. O'Keefe for 2! Bullseye!
What an answer by Archers in this third quarter. In transition, O'Keefe from range. He's got 3 goals this quarter, including a 2-pointer.
Seven-goal lead for the Archers, and we're in Charlotte, home of the Hornets, the Carolina Panthers. Bryce Young will play lacrosse on this field tomorrow for the Boston Cannons, of course. Chuba Hubbard, though, is here tonight. He's the Panthers' leading rusher, and he is down the field with Dana Boyle.
Thanks, Anish. Chuba, you got lacrosse in your blood as a native of Edmonton. What do you like about this game that you're coming back to watch the PLL?
Honestly, the physicality. Reminds me of football a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. It's fast, it's exciting, keeps you interactive. I'm loving it.
You're a running back for the Panthers. What parallels can you draw out here on the lacrosse field to the football field?
I'm not gonna lie, I was talking a little smack earlier, but some of these guys can move for sure. The agility is definitely there, making guys miss, physical, breaking through tackles and stuff like that. It's definitely there.
What's your exposure to the game? Did you play in the youth?
I didn't play in the youth, but a lot of my friends played box and stuff like that, so I'm definitely familiar with the game.
If you had to pick a position out there, what would it be?
Just a forward for sure. I mean, I like to think that I'd be able to score a lot, but I might be a defenseman at heart.
I have faith in you. Speaking of being here in Charlotte, you love the chaos. What about that team makes you want to root for them?
Honestly, man, I haven't been able to keep up with them a little bit too much lately, but I know they've got up to, I think, a 2-0 record so far, so just seeing that they're up to a winning record, I love it.
You've had a chance to watch this game make a versus the Outlaws.
It's been a fun game so far. They're taking it away a little bit now, but halftime they're getting close. But it's been a fun game. It's been physical. They're getting after. The halftime game, I'm not gonna lie, police versus firemen, it was fun too. I'm not gonna lie. That had me too.
All right, on your team, Panthers, who would make the best lacrosse player?
That'd be hard. I say myself, but I'll say myself. But let me think. My boy Tommy's over there too. He'd be pretty good too, so I'll say him.
All right, who'd be the worst player?
The worst. I don't do any of my linemen dirty, but maybe one of them.
Specifically who? You got to say a name.
Maybe Icky, my boy, my left tackle, Icky. I'm sorry, my bro, but it might be you.
All right, put your coach hat on. What adjustments would you make out here if you're the Outlaws and they're down by 7?
Honestly, like I said, they were coming back a little bit at halftime. They getting pulled away. They were physical. They were getting a little more physical, and I feel like that's what was helping them. But I feel like the fatigue's getting to a little bit. It would have got to me, so I don't know. Just keep fighting.
It's hot out here, no doubt. Give us a preview of the Panthers season as you guys head into training camp soon.
Honestly, it's a lot of place right now. Obviously, new coaching staff and stuff like that. Just working through getting new chemistry built and hoping for better things this year. So only can be up from here. Excited.
For the time, appreciate you guys coming out.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Dave, thank you. Chuba Hubbard led the Panthers in rushing. New coaching staff this year. Dave Alice, new offensive coordinator. Stacked running back room. Jonathan Brooks in the draft. Miles Sanders is back. By the way, I'm not sleeping on Ike Ekwonu as a lacrosse player. Tremendous at mauling guys as a run blocker. I think you can put him on man down and he would roll over some guys. Maybe even in goal.
Definitely something defensive, though.
Possibly.
Right?
He can move, though. He can move. I've seen him make second-level blocks multiple times. Many times.
You're alone, Michael, alone! Hey, you're good, JT. You're alone as well.
7-goal lead here for the Archers.
Going out of the last break, my apologies. O'Keefe has got 4 goals.
Hard to keep track.
Yeah, he has 4 goals this quarter, 5 points.
Alone,
One of
GLE.
those being a 2-pointer.
SB Dodge ready. Alert! Alert!
Can the Archers to the finish line? Last start, stop, Fields. Behind the back pass, 5 to shoot. Great look. Shot clock at 2.
And again, you draw the double team, just pull that away, move that forward. You add O'Keefe as the adjacent outlet. I mean, I'm being a little nitpicky here, but you've got so much talent on this offense. You want to continue to build habits so you don't have a scoreless quarter like they did in the second and how they closed out last week against Water Dogs.
Justin Anderson looking to get on the board today. Shoots on the run, blocked. 24 in white. Colby Bars out there on defense for the Archers, native of Weddington, North Carolina. Not far from here, a suburb of Charlotte. Dalton Young, he's the substitute today, in for the injured Logan Wisnauskas. He gets on the board.
And a nice look by O'Neal, another one of those sweeping dodges that we've seen more and more of. But here, all eyes are on O'Neal as he goes across the field, and Dalton Young just kind of sneaks in behind his defender, the aforementioned Bars. Nice little catch and finish by Young. And I like the touch on that feed by O'Neal, giving Young the opportunity to identify it, run into it.
Ryan O'Neal's playing attack today with Logan Wisnauskas out with the injury. Robbins slams on the break. What's the best way for the Outlaws to deploy Brennan O'Neal?
Well, you can look at some of the actions that Archers have deployed with O'Keefe and Fields, and I feel like those are very much replicable. You know, also O'Neal loves to operate higher on that wing.
How about LeClaire, the jump top? They bid on the 2, and he charges in for his 4th goal of the game.
We'll come back to the Outlaws offense in a second here. But the range of LeClaire combined with the physicality, you can see Messenger step out to close that gap. LeClaire just throws a little swim dodge, whoop, right here. And from there, there's just a ton of space. Little pump fake. Giles Harris tries to close out with a nifty little finish. But I think there's enough space for Outlaws offensively for Wisnauskas and O'Neal to coexist. O'Neal, think about those big sweeping dodges. You could get him up on the high wing and play Wisnauskas on the mid wing or even back in that corner. There's some interchangeability that some people look at as a negative. I think that there's enough space out there for them to coexist. And they're two of your best players. I just think, like, and earlier I kind of hammered it home a little bit, maybe a little too heavy-handed, but I think just you want your best players to just be out on the field as much as possible. You don't want to leave goals on the sideline.
Pacino flips it back. Anderson. Do you look at this Outlaws team and say, you know, all that's fine and true, but they wonders if they had a true quarterback, and whether that's trade, whether that's the draft next year, free agency, it kind of feels like a piece, a significant one is missing.
And I think you look at Zawada and Myers, and can they grow into that role? You know, especially if they're flanked by two sharpshooting lefties. Like, that's kind of a quarterback's dream to a degree.
You know, it goes back to the conversation you and Kark had on draft night. Like, there was no debate who the consensus #1 player in the draft was. It was Brennan O'Neal, but you know, you guys made the point that Connor Schellenberger fits what Denver needed more than O'Neal. And oh, by the way, if he's a guy you're settling for at #2, you're settling on, again, another potential franchise generational talent.
And as we close out the third quarter, like, answer this, like, who's the traditional quarterback on this Archers offense? It's not like they're running one at attack, but they've figured it out because they've got Schreiber.
And they Schreiber. Yeah, you know, you lost me if they had Schreiber. They have Schreiber. He's just on the planet. He had a couple of assists in that third quarter. Archer doubling up the Outlaws. 3 one-point goals and a two-pointer in that third quarter. The Archers with a comfortable 14-7 lead as we go to the fourth. 12 minutes to go. Weirman wins the faceoff. Gets past Robin, shoots on the run, and Luke Weirman finds the back of the net. Faceoffs dead even today at 12 apiece, and Weirman, the Maryland star, the All-American for the Terps, gets the tally.
And this is why they picked him up in the fourth round, and frankly why they elected to let Connor Farrell go, is his ability to not only win the faceoff, but then to stay and play offense and be a legit threat. When you look at Outlaws offensively, what are the different ways that you can score goals? This face-off component, right, this could be a critical way. Like, can we get a goal or two off of this unit? Because I like Weirman there, and Pacino, like, we haven't totally seen what he's capable of just yet.
And this past year at Maryland, the Terps utilized Weirman much the way Virginia utilized Petey LaSala. Not just as a face-off man, but as somebody who could stay on, saved by Dobson, somebody who can dodge, set picks, sometimes draw slides. They used him as not a Fogo, but a real offensive weapon. And obviously, if he's going to exit clean, he's going to have a chance every time.
Yeah, I mean, different schools of thought, right, in terms of just how you approach offense. Outlaws took Pacino in the second round and Weirman in the fourth, right? So as opposed to just loading up on offensive talent, like, can we get something from Weirman in the face-off? And then we just saw Pacino uncork one from 2-point range. Like, that was an incredible save by Dobson. That wasn't just a casual save.
Fields can't shake Hawes. Gives it up to Schreiber. 2 assists. O'Keefe, ouch, off the foot of Pacino. Woodward. 2-1. Shot clock expires.
Pipe, you got ball. Hey, we're power. Hey, core. Core. You're good. You're good. Hey, we're core. Pick. Hey, Piper. Piper. You're good. You're good. You're good.
Sam Handley
Drive up.
against Pedersen. That's a lot of mass. They battled for a few years in the Ivy League. Split save, Dobson. Rebound, Ogevin. Or O'Neal, excuse me. Now here comes Handley. Looking to shake Pedersen. There's the double. Handley stays with it.
Check, check, check.
O'Neal from the outside. They say that's a 1. Second goal for Brennan O'Neal, the #1 pick in the draft.
Good job by Handley in terms of creating a double team, somehow evading pressure. Just moves it forward to Myers, who then surveys off ball. And O'Neal kind of floats and fades to open space here. So well done by O'Neal, finding that open area, and then just a gorgeous overhand bounce shot. Just touching that 2-point arc. But you love the aggressiveness out of Handley on that possession. You could just see him wanting to take matters into his own hands there.
Messenger flips it up to Weirman. Now O'Neal. Do the Outlaws unleash him? O'Neal again! This is what we've wanted to see from Brennan O'Neal. That's a 2. He has that singular ability to take over a game.
You could see the force, the physicality, and the determination. In transition, simple little pass down, pick down, and then he just shoots around this wall of humanity. Using 3 bodies as a screen. This time he does keep that foot behind the 2-point arc. And when we were calling for him to play his natural position, this is why you want your best player out on the field. Don't put goals on the sideline. Don't look now. I mean, this is a 3-goal margin. Plenty of time for Denver here.
Face-off won by Utah. Bars looking to escape. He's got to play it back. Woodward absorbs the checks. He's looking for an outlet. It's it up to Ament. And a timeout called by Chris Bates. A week ago up in Albany, this Utah team had a 12-4 lead on Philadelphia, only to get scoreless over the last 20 minutes, 44 seconds. And if not for a flurry of saves by Brett Dobson at the end, the Water Dogs could have easily come back and won that game.
20 minutes scoreless. They've gone scoreless in the second quarter. Obviously, we're not deep into the fourth here, just a few minutes, but they haven't put one away here. So if you're an Archers fan, there's got to be some concern with these kind of waves of a ton of goals and then droughts. Ton of goals and droughts.
Let's check in with Dana Boyle.
I'm here with Colby Barr's parents. What's it like watching your son play?
It's crazy. We came here to watch Hounds games with him when he was a little guy, and now to see him play on this field is crazy. It's amazing.
I know he made the switch from baseball to lacrosse. What was that decision like? Did you have any influence over it?
I was his baseball coach, so I was motivated for him to stay in baseball, but the game called him, so.
Do you remember the first time you picked up his stick?
Yes, it was his best friend in Pennsylvania. His dad helped to promote that, and he's loved it ever since. And I went and got the first stick with him, and it was a face-off head, and I did not know that it was a face-off head because I knew nothing about lacrosse.
That's okay, we give you a pass. You made it
But
to the pros.
It was a really cool stick, though, I will say that.
You guys are awesome. Thanks for the time. It's been a pleasure to watch your son.
Thank you.
Yeah, homecoming weekend for the Chaos and a home game, a true home game for Colby Bars. Dad Jerry, Mom Shania taking in the action. Archers have a 3-goal lead. Outlaws a little bit of momentum here. Tarafenko. O'Neal calling for it. Low throw. O'Neal turbines away. He's taking over. Goliath is online.
He's having a moment, Anish. And you called it on the perimeter. It was like, give me the ball. Give me the ball. And as soon as they swung it to him, he was not going to be denied. He had an opportunity for a time and room step down. It didn't happen. I don't care. I'm going to pick up the ball and I'm going to go right to the rack. And we've seen him now going down the alley, score in a variety of manners. There you can see him extend the stick, increase his angle so he can reach around Dobson. Earlier we saw him with his right hand stick to the outside, ring the post. Last week we saw a high bouncer tuck under the bar. This combination, size, physicality, speed, and skill, the slickness, that's why he's the #1 overall pick.
That's why the Outlaws said, even if we don't know now how to use them, we'll figure it out.
You're good, Woody. You're good, Woody.
Sense the moment. Get it back to him. This is where you need the veteran. Go to the hot hand.
Zawada, O'Neal's running mate last season in Duke. They feed the crease. Topside Myers. He took too long. You're sitting there going, why didn't O'Neal get a touch, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was a fine look by Myers. And it's another incredible save by Dobson. But O'Neal is just feeling it right now.
It's a heat check.
And I don't look at this Archers defense as like, oh, they've got a stopper. That like, well, we can't attack that guy. That guy's not there.
O'Neal scored 4 points in 65 seconds. He's had the last 3 goals, including a 2-pointer for the Outlaws. And in a game that looked like it was on the verge of completely being over, he's brought this team back. Ogevin missed the cage. Fields has the backup, 21 to shoot. Still plenty of time left.
If you're Denver, you've given yourself a puncher's chance here. You're right in this game. So just buckle down defensively. You don't need to overreact, overplay.
Schreiber with 5. I don't know if that's going to count.
Oh,
they say
is.
yes.
It is.
Don't look at this. Don't look at this.
Credit Schreiber, late shot clock. Just throw it in and give your guy a chance. And when that guy's Fields, he can pull magic out of his hat. Let's take one more look at it. That's good, Anish. That is good.
That felt like a long 5 seconds.
You always have more time than you think in tight. The Magicians got one more trick. Fields stretches the lead to 3.
O'Neal's had a hand in this comeback, a big one. As has Weirman. Weirman 4 for 5 in the 4th quarter. And another face-off to Denver.
They got numbers here.
O'Neal camped out on the right wing. Pacino, face dodge with the long pole. Retreats. O'Neal gets his touch. Wants a pick. Zawada sets it. O'Neal feeding Zawada. Crease feed. Myers. Oh, the Outlaws not going away. It's 15-13.
Nice little action here between O'Neal, Zawada, and Myers. And credit Myers for somehow finding some sliver on this near pipe. Kind of a mini question mark here crafty finish. I mean, Dobson does a pretty good job of holding that near pipe. But Myers shooting around him. Denver just hanging around.
Face-off violation on Sisselberger. Weirman has gotten the better of Sisselberger today.
An opportunity to play make it, take it, since Sisselberger got to sit out the next one.
O'Neal can tie it with a 2.
You don't give the ball up.
O'Neal shoots on the run. He's cooking. He's cooking.
He's on fire. Don't give up the ball. I love how he took matters in his own hands, understands, calls for the pick for where he wants it, and he just goes to the rack. You can see defensively, Archers elect to go underneath that pick, so Warriors goes underneath it, and in doing so, that allows O'Neal to open up his hips, get his stick back to the inside, and right now, he's just basically playing one-on-one with Dobson.
O'Neal unleashed in this fourth quarter.
And now you're going to have Sisselberger on the sideline after the violation.
And you got a chance to tie, maybe take the lead. Weirman looked like he got pushed by Pedersen. He did. Outlaws right now pushing downhill. Pedal on the gas. O'Neal driving this Ferrari. Here's Anderson.
You have to get the ball to 42.
O'Neal camped out on the right wing.
Drive up! Drive up! You're good!
Myers.
Hands!
That's a shot. Back up to Denver.
Goes! Drive a pick.
Zawada.
Hammer! Check, pull down!
Looking for Young. O'Neal
And
doesn't
that's
touch
just an
it.
inexperienced offense. You got to get the ball to 42. So, whether he demands it or somebody else like Anderson, the guy can't be stopped right now.
And you have an entire possession where he doesn't touch the ball.
You have to be ruthless in terms of your offensive approach. And you've got a guy that's got 1, 2, 3, 4 goals, including a 2-pointer in this quarter.
Denver shooting 6 of 9 in the fourth. Ambler spinning around. Ambler feeds Leclerc. 5 for Trey Leclerc. Boy, momentum is a fickle mistress.
And that's where you just can't mess around, Anish. You had an opportunity to go back-to-back. You're going to win the face-off. Just feed the beast. And Archers respond. Sweep across the middle of the field by Ambler. Draws the attention of the defense. You can see Grill looking to support. That second slide is just a hair late.
Sisselberger back out there at the face-off X. Weirman 7 out of 8 here in the fourth. And that's going to be a loose ball hold against Utah. Back to Denver. 4.5 to go. Again, a 2 ties it. They get it to O'Neal. First order of business. He's been unstoppable in the fourth. Now they got O'Neal on that left wing. Hanley off the crossbar. Ricochet back across midfield. Big ground ball. Piper Bond has it. And you kind of feel like Utah needs to catch its breath here.
This is a critical possession. You know, getting from 2 to 3 late in the fourth to extend it beyond a 1-possession game. You can't take your foot off the gas at this point.
Schreiber, reigning MVP. 4-time midfielder of the year in the PLL. Now it's Ament. Ament going low to high. Now we knew this guy is an apex passer. In his new role, he gets to eat and he's eating.
Love the aggressiveness by Ament. At what point do you just realize, wait, this guy can score? And he just slow plays his defender here, Messenger. He creeps, and finally feels like, okay, I'm in range. And this low to high delivery, you could see McElroy drop his stick as Ament does, and then just the velocity and accuracy to yank that back top shelf.
Weirman continues to dominate at the X.
Good hands.
Anderson. Pacino out there setting a pick. Anderson, bounce shot, score. Now Luke Weirman's going to give Denver a chance in this game.
His dominance at the face-off stripe, allowing the Outlaws just to tilt the entire field towards their offense and allow their offensive players to get in rhythm. He's won 9 out of 10, and then the urgency with which they attack. I love putting Anderson on the wing such that if you get that win, you've got a guy that's a legit threat. You can see Pedersen just kind of overrun Anderson on that hold. He's trying to push him out. Anderson just kind of puts on the brakes.
Feet.
Pacino off the face-off wing. And a timeout called by Tim Sudan, 3:20 to go.
Two-man game that they have to navigate that pick, or you have a mismatch afterwards.
Sam Handley to initiate.
You're good, Colby, you're good. Get under.
O'Neal setting the pick at X.
You're good, Pipe.
Now O'Neal has the short stick. O'Neal, shot altered. Nice play by Bond. Handley has the backup, 10 to shoot.
So real quick, how about the faith in Piper Bond? That was not a switch. That was the Archers' defensive strategy.
Handley bullying bars. Question mark, not there, deflected. Shot clock at 3, at 2, feet in front, behind the back, score! Graham Bundy.
Graham Bundy, welcome to the party. This is a ridiculous around-the-world goal. Late shot clock. Desperation mode. You can see the shot clock dwindling down. Bundy catches with his right hand, goes around the world. Are you kidding me?
Let's be honest, was there anybody giving Denver a chance in this game?
No.
Facing the defending champions, coming off a 1-win season, lose by 5 last week.
The one thing that was lost in that loss, they had a 10-8 lead with like a minute or two left in the third quarter. And then Chaos just kind of ran away with it in the fourth. So they were there. The biggest thing is tonight is obviously this is the Brendan O'Neal show and the Luke Weirman ability to transition to the pro level.
Another face-off won by Denver. Weirman has taken over at the X. O'Neal offensively. O'Neal sweeps across, fires and scores! Oh, are you kidding me? Tied at 17.
You could see this coming a mile away, couldn't you, Anish? Sometimes it's a simple game, but the critical piece here is the spacing. The spacing that's afforded O'Neal in transition. Just look at the middle of the field, there's nobody there. You think of some of those early sweeps, just all clogged up. Welcome to the league, Rook. Welcome to the league, #1 overall pick. This is what we expected of you. This is what we love.
This is his unborn moment in the PLL.
This is what gives franchises hope.
I tell you what, if Denver pulls this off, this blows up the PLL puzzle. Everything you thought about this season, Denver's now a player. Big face-off win for Utah. Bars, wings, the local product. Sisselberg can't hang on. JT Giles-Harris scoops it up. Denver with a chance to take its first lead of the game.
Don't mess around. Get it to 42.
They do.
No, just go right back.
Hey,
What are we doing?
You're good, Wires. You're good, Wires.
Kid who has been
Good. We're core. Drive up.
penciled in for stardom since the 8th grade.
You're good. You're good.
And for the most part, he has delivered, having his best moment in his second game as a pro.
Check your good hands. Hands. Sit. Drive. You're good. Hug. Look away.
Hangman,
Look away. Check.
feet in front, shot blocked. 1:20 to go. Woodward might feel that tomorrow. The rookie out of Marquette, Utah's first rounder. And a timeout by Chris Bates. 1:13 to go. A 10-goal fourth quarter explosion by Denver has changed this game, tied at 17. Outlaws have never led. They've relied on the number 1 pick, O'Neal. Now the Archers turn to the league MVP. Schreiber misses the side. A chance to lead for the first time, a chance to win. And a timeout, Tim Sudan. Final timeout used by Denver.
I know this is easy to say this from up here, but you had LeClaire and Amen trapped on defense.
Justin Anderson starts with the ball, defended by his former Tar Heel teammate Connor Marr. O'Neal and Zawada both parked behind the cage.
Drive up. Good, Marv.
Both teams out of timeouts. Now O'Neal has it. Wires trying to stay with him. O'Neal doesn't give it up yet. 15 to shoot. O'Neal had the short stick matchup with Bond. From the outside, Bundy hit the pipe. O'Neal closest to the ball. Shot clock reset. And that means the Outlaws can hold for a final shot if they want it.
A little bit of confusion. It looks like a couple seconds went off the clock after it went out of bounds.
All right, here we go, Dom.
O'Neal against Cam Wires. O'Neal slips.
Stay, Cam, stay. Hands.
Back behind the cage.
Drive him. You're good. Check. Hands.
He's been Hercules in this fourth quarter. Skip pass, shot wide by Zawada.
Hey, short time.
Back up to Myers, 7.5 seconds to go.
Drive up.
Myers accelerates. Can't get a defender. That got blocked. We got overtime. This was a 14-7 game going into the fourth quarter. It looked to be over. Weirman's play at the face-off X repeatedly Denver opportunities. He was 11 for 13 in the fourth quarter. On the backs of two rookies, Denver found life, and now they have a chance in OT. They've got defending champion Utah up against the ropes, even though it's a tie game. Weirman and Sisselberger. Weirman wins the face-off. O'Neal's got it. Can he win it? O'Neal fires. Not that time.
He's got to go pick the ball up off the end line here.
You're good.
Instead, Myers.
It's short clock. There's not enough time to get this whole substitution. You got to go with urgency here.
Shot clock at 12.
You're good. Drive up.
Big Sam Hanley trying to power through two defenders. Gets free. Bouncer wide. Shot clock at 3.
Play the ball.
Now subs for the Outlaws. Zawada will let the clock run out.
I mean, at least just jam it in the crease there. This is overtime. This isn't the second quarter. You've already got defensive personnel. Just like Schreiber with Fields down there, just jam it in there.
Next goal wins. Dobson. Ament. Ament scored the first and last goals for the Archers. Schreiber against Grill. Over Ament. Ament on the run, fires! Offline, the backup to Utah, 13 to shoot. A chance here for the Archers in the crease.
And the referee swallowing their whistle there.
Field slow to get up. Is there any doubt who's touching the ball here on the offensive end?
Archers are furious that there wasn't an infraction on Manley.
Shot of the run off the pipe. That was Bundy. Rookies come to play. Bundy, Weirman, and certainly O'Neal, who had 6 points in the fourth quarter.
Moving forward, figure out how to get Bundy more touches.
They do.
What's it coming?
Set a couple of pipes.
Hands.
Here is Bundy.
Don't roll back.
Over to O'Neal.
Good wires, get up.
O'Neal keeps to the middle. To the left hand for save Dobson. Lit ahead. Bond. O'Neal is down on the other end. O'Neal still down on the other end. LeClaire's got 5 goals, 44 in white. Marked by JT Giles Harris. Defensive Player of the Year, PLL 2 years ago.
Alone. You're alone on your left. Left, Jilly.
Backing down, posting up. LeClaire lost it. They let him play.
And that wasn't the matchup.
Field deep. Hey, you're good, JR.
O'Neal walking gingerly right now, settling in near the top of the arc. Anderson behind the cage. Myers.
You get hands. Stay, drive up.
Myers. Serpents around the crease. Bounce shot left hand. Cage up to Anderson. 19 to shoot. Anderson defended by Schreiber. Flag down. A lot of chirping. 3 flags
What number was he?
around the field.
What? 7. Archer's foul, 30-second technical, number 7, too many men on the field.
And this foul isn't on O'Keefe per se. He's just going to serve the penalty. But too many men. The Archers were furious. Thought Outlaws had error in the substitution game as well. Classic, nobody's happy with the officials. You can see there the frustration by head coach Yates. The bottom is Outlaws on the power play here.
So now Denver's got a chance to win it.
And I'd watch out for Bundy. Watch out for Bundy.
O'Neal. He's flexed since the start of the fourth quarter. Behind the cage, Myers.
Hold off.
Bundy up top. They don't go to him. Back to Myers.
Get here.
Utah packing it in.
Get the sticks up. Cutter, check.
Pass. O'Neal for the win. Got it.
Let's go. Good look, Cross. Good look,
The rookie, number 1 pick with a tour de force down the stretch, and Denver stuns the defending champions. 7 of his 9 points coming in the fourth quarter and overtime. The freshman, the rookie, delivers.